Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aaron. If you're new here, I do appreciate you stopping by. And if you're a current subscriber, thanks for returning to watch my videos. Today the movie I will be reviewing is Star Trek Generations. Now, I'm not a huge Star Trek fan. I'm also not a huge Star Wars fan. I like both franchises, but there's a lot of stuff in both franchises that I think is kind of poorly done. That's just a forewarning, I guess. But let's get into the review. So Star Trek Generations came out, I think it was in 1994 or 1997. It's a movie that kind of shows both generations. Get it? Star Trek Generations? Right? No? Okay. So it shows both generations of Starfleet captains. You have the original crew, Captain Kirk, Chekhov, Mr. Scott. They're kind of in the beginning of the movie, and they're on board an Enterprise, and something goes wrong, and Kirk gets killed. And then it fast forwards like 70, 80 years in the future, and we're now with the crew of the Enterprise from the next generation. So Captain Picard, Worf, number one, Data, the doctor, I don't remember her name. This movie then takes place for if I was to break this movie into 4 parts, the first part is Captain Kirk, then it's Picard, and then Captain Kirk and Picard. Through time and space manipulation and that sort of thing, Captain Picard comes across Captain Kirk. So, the things I liked about this movie, you don't have to be a Trekkie to enjoy this movie. Now, there's a few things that would help if you knew some of the characters a little bit more. It would make some of their actions and some of the things they can do make a little bit more sense. But as a whole, you don't have to see the other films or really any Star Trek anything to enjoy this movie. And I do like that side of things. It does have a very good science fiction element to it that's not just based on the characters. So you don't need that history, although it does help if you have that history of the characters. It's honestly one of my favorite Star Trek films, and they've made quite a few. And I think part of the reason I like it so much is it really pulls at your emotional heartstrings. You know, if you're a fan of the original series, everything with Kirk, just that's like part of your childhood, you know? And everything with Picard is he's Captain Picard. I mean, how can you not like him? Also, there's a few emotional scenes that happen. There's this thing called the Nexus. The easiest way to explain it is this wave, this rift going through time and space is basically if you get inside of it, you're basically stuck in this utopia, this heaven basically. And it gets described by the one character as it feels like you're inside of joy. And I found that description really, really intriguing and fascinating, as Spock would say. That brings me to the part about the movie that I don't. Well, it's not that I don't like it, it's just that I was a little disappointed in that they don't spend more time in the Nexus. They spend enough time in the Nexus, in this utopia, to get their point across of how great it is and how you don't want to go back to reality and everything. For me, I would have appreciated if they would have kept building up that emotional intensity of how just beautiful and wonderful the Nexus is, and that it would have been more of a conflict for Captain Picard and Captain Kirk to leave it. This is everything you've ever wanted. You feel so much peace and happiness and joy. Wouldn't it be a little bit more difficult to leave? I mean, even if you know that it's fake, I know for me personally, if I was given the chance to go into something like the Nexus and the people I miss and love were there, and everyone was in perfect harmony. I don't care if they weren't real. It would be super difficult for me to leave because that's everything I want. So for me watching it, I'm just like, the captains kind of decide way too early, like, oh, this isn't real. Yes, it feels great, but we need to get back to reality. Bye. And then they just leave. And I just found it kind of unrealistic. I don't know if originally they filmed more and had to cut it down for the time allotted for the film itself. It wouldn't shock me if they did that, but we'll probably never see that because this is an older movie. I mean, it's over 20 years old now, and it's not in demand for a director's cut. But like I said, it is one of my favorite Star Trek movies because it pulls on those heartstrings, and it really makes you feel, especially that part with the Nexus, just, man, I would love to be there. I really would. Also, the score for this movie, it works really well. But the theme and the theme for the Nexus is absolutely beautiful. Whether you like Star Trek or not, if you like soundtrack and beautiful music, I would definitely say check it out. Look it up on YouTube or something and listen to the main theme and the theme for the Nexus because it's just beautiful. I like this movie. I'd probably rate it for personal enjoyment a 7. For filmmaking, I'd probably give it a 7 as well. This is a movie I will watch again. I've seen it probably 3 times now. This is something that does have a nice rewatchability factor. I plan on making other Star Trek film reviews, and I'll put those in a playlist. So depending on when you're watching this video, there might already be a playlist that I have of the Star Trek movies. So make sure you check that out. Alright, so comment below on your thoughts. What's your favorite Star Trek film? If you've seen Star Trek Generations, comment below and let me know what your thoughts are on it. Like this video and subscribe if you would. I would much appreciate it. Thanks for watching. My name is Aaron, and goodbye.